So he come to show me the deer tracks. This is first thing in the morning. Those are pretty decent sized tracks. That must have been a big buck. I mean, here's my shoe. I mean, that's a pretty decent sized deer track. They just jump right over this fence. It's only 4 feet. They do it all the time. He's just going to sit here and eat snow. And poor Ellie. You can go back in now. She went potty and she's like, oh, hell no. Hell no. She wants to be out here with us, but she don't want to be out here. You know, poor little girl just going to shiver. He'll sit there and eat snow all day. Huh? Go back inside and lay in your... Oh, she's going to go take a poop. Okay, video's over.
We're hanging overtime! We're hanging overtime! We're hanging overtime!
Let's go Panthers! Let's go Panthers! Let's go Panthers! Let's go! Go!
Puck drop. And 3, 2, 1.
Let's go Panthers! Let's go Panthers! Let's go Panthers! Let's go! Go!
Alright, Panther fans, here we go. We got the Lightning this afternoon. 5 o'clock in the afternoon on Saturday in the middle of February. That's acceptable. It's too cold to go fishing. There's still snow on the ground. So I will forgive the NHL for interrupting our weekend. And it's also going to be over early enough to where if you want to catch a movie after the game, you're still good to go. So, what are we going to see here tonight? Well, on the live review that I do a live review for the Panthers every day at noon on the days after games. And we just get into we get into all of the subjects. It's not necessarily a review of each previous game, but it usually will involve a lot of talk about contracts and monies and possible player movement. It's a little bit different. I'm enjoying it. But during that review, I was asked if I thought this game would be a measuring stick for the Panthers against the Lightning. And I was pretty much quick to say no. And the reason why that is mainly, number one, we're on the road. The Lightning have been, on a little bit of they've been playing better. We've been on a road tear. Okay? There's that. And then there basically is the part where we don't need the points Tampa really does. Okay? Now, I'm not excusing if we go out there and we lose 5-0. I'm not making excuses. But this is sort of, I made the analogy that this is like if the Panthers had a 3-0 series lead in a playoff series, and this is game 4. We'd like to win the game, but at the same point, it's bound to be likely that the Lightning are going to have a little bit more invested in this game. I'm sure that they would like to be the ones that will break our road game winning streak. So it's up to the Panthers if this is a measuring stick. If we decide not to match the Lightning's tenacity because we just want to stay rested and healthy before we get ready for the playoffs, I have absolutely no problem, no complaint whatsoever if we go out there, give 60% effort, lay an egg, and avoid any kind of, big hits and whatnot. If the Panthers decide that they'd like to use this game to see exactly where they are up against the top opponent on the road, then I suspect we're going to see one of those games that we used to see way back when the Lightning were beating the crap out of the Panthers, especially that year where they beat us in 6 in the playoffs. So, not making excuses if they lose, but I do not have this game circled on my calendar. I would not make the mistake of considering this any kind of preview of a playoff series unless the Panthers decide to bring it. I think we'll know early and often. Bubba, you get your pregame pets. I haven't even checked. I assume that it's Bubba because it's Bubba's net. But I think that'll be, if Stolarz is not in net tonight, I think that's the second time he would have gotten a shutout this year and not played the next day. So for all I know, he's in net. I doubt it, though. I would venture a guess that knowing Maurice, well, he's trying to listen to me. I said I want Bubba Stolarz every other game. So now would be the game that he would actually take that into consideration. Panthers, do whatever you feel like doing today. I give you, you got the day off. As far as I'm concerned, still want to. So, I guess I should give him the night off more often. What in the hell? 24 seconds in, the Lightning get a goal. And I was like, yep, that's how this is going to be. Good night, Panthers. We didn't show up for this one, Bob. That's in a 5-hole. And the game was already over. And 4-1. Now, let's be honest here, okay? This is not prime Vezina Andrei Vasilevsky out there. He's fighting it off a little bit. Now, the last goal, I know I got Lightning fans here. I was kind of surprised that they kept that as a good goal. I guess the idea, I think that would have been whatever they called it on the ice was going to stand. Now, we watched the replay multiple times, and they're slowing it down. And if you're a Panther fan, it looks like Vasilevsky dropped the puck a tenth of a second before Verhaeghe's stick hit his glove. And if you're a Lightning fan, it looks like Vasilevsky dropped the puck because Verhaeghe hit his glove. I was obviously happy that they left the goal a good goal. I was kind of surprised. I thought that was going to get turned over, but it didn't. And now it's 4-1 Panthers. And we still got 20 seconds left on the power play at the end of the period here because of the failed challenge. I mean, nobody's really, I mean, we are dominating shots on goal. We're like double shots on goal. It's 4-1 Panthers. But it doesn't feel like we're kicking anybody's ass or anything like that. It just feels like some saves that Vasilevsky would normally have and kept this a 1-1 game, or maybe 2-1. He's just not making them. So I guess I haven't been watching him play since he come back from his injury. But, I mean, you guys have been winning, so I assume he's been doing halfway decent. So far tonight, not so much. Let's move on to second period. All right, so it is 6-1. I can already feel how my hands are going to feel clapping after this game. It's 6-1 Panthers after 2. Now, this is my 8th season to doing these videos, and I have never before come on in the pregame and been like, whatever, I don't care if we get our ass kicked. Take the night off, don't worry about it. I would totally understand if the Lightning were just coming out like blazing and the Panthers were like, whatever. And it's the opposite. This is kind of the opposite of what I thought was going to happen in this game. There was one instance that I saw, and it's something that I bitch about when my Panthers do it. And long story short, there's a loose puck in the Tampa zone, and the Tampa defenseman just kind of stood there, and they were like, you want to get that? And like, no, I'm not interested. You sure? No, because I was going to go over there and get it. Nah, let the Panther get it. And Verhaeghe skated over and took the puck. Tampa's just not showing up at all in this game, and it's weird because I think right before the end of the period, it was like 20-19 in the shots. Panthers were only out shooting them by 1. But it's 6-1. And, I mean, I know Vasilevsky doesn't like to get pulled, but I was kind of surprised that Cooper left him in after that second goal. It was bad enough that we got that fourth goal that I talked about at the end of the last period. But then right at the beginning of the second period, we scored off of that power play that we had. And I remain true to my pregame statement, just in reverse. I am not going to use this as some kind of idea that this is how it would go as a playoff preview. I said that thinking this would happen to my team, but it's happening to the Lightning. That rhyme. All right, let's finish this up. Oh, this is gonna hurt. This is gonna hurt. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 2 points. And I don't got another one in me. Ow! Oh, but all of that with no hat tricks. So I'm going to try to remember. No particular order. Montour, Forsling, Stenlin, 2 from Chucky, 2 from Bennett, and 2 from Verhagen. 9-2. And I guess we had another one of those, everyone on the ice is ejected, but they didn't show us what happened. They didn't stay. Bally's cut away from the broadcast to do a commercial and robbed us of the referee saying that, if that's exactly how it went. So, I am true to my word. What I said before the game still holds true. I would not count this as a measuring stick or count this as how the playoff series would go or anything like that. This was kind of the way I thought the game might go, not exactly 9-2, but it went in the opposite direction. I would not have been surprised tonight if this was 6-7-3 Tampa. It's really kind of what I was figuring was going to happen. And because it's in Tampa, I mean, geez, right? So things got a little bit chippy there towards the end of the game, but it looks like everybody was, hopefully everybody just remained healthy. Speaking of which, I didn't even realize it until the game started that Ekblad was out today with a lower body injury. He's supposed to be day-to-day, so no big deal there. Reinhardt now has not scored a goal in 3 games. So yeah, definitely we'll just move on. We'll just move on. It's all right. He had a good run. But not worth more than $6.5 million. I mean, it's not going to happen. What else we got? I mean, geez, I'll give Mahura credit. He came in. He hadn't played in a while, and he had to come in for Ekblad. Looked decent enough out there. I mean, since now it's been 4 games since Maurice put Cousins back at 2 and Rodriguez at 3. Now it had been. We had beaten teams 13-2. Now it is 22-4. In the 4 games since Maurice put Cousins on the second line and Rodriguez in the third line, we have won those games by a combined score of 22-4. So there really is no reason whatsoever to have the discussion about what player are we going to go get at the trade deadline, because I don't think there's a real need. 22-4. What? How are you going to go to any of those players that played in these 4 games and say, hey, you're moving down or you're out because we got this new shiny toy? This the team, man. It's beautiful. It's absolutely beautiful. OEL continues to impress in terms of whenever he has had to fill in for Ekblad up there with Forsling. I mean, I no disrespect to Ekblad, but I mean we don't miss a beat. We don't miss a beat. It's just what Bill Zito pulled off this offseason. You know, just I don't understand how he didn't get GM of the year last year. I really don't understand how he wouldn't get it this year. Again, when you start the season with all the injuries that we had and the moves that he made ended up turning into what? I mean, he does not get the respect that he should. He already should have had GM of the year last year. How do you not give it to the guy? Pulls off the biggest blockbuster trade in the NHL in decades and takes his team and they get to the finals and you get 3rd place in the GMs? That's not okay. It's not okay. So, other than that, just short and sweet tonight. There's nothing to belabor. This team, they continue to impress even myself. I keep saying I feel good about this team, but there goes that damn dog hair. But I kind of felt like they might be a little bit more up and down the last 30 games of the year. You guys know I said that. I felt like they were going to just take some nights off because they're not going to, want to kill themselves going into the playoffs. And that still could happen. That still could happen. They still could, eventually there's going to be another little downslide, right? But now we are in first place in the conference by a point. There's no tiebreaker there or anything like that because Boston lost today. So now we're in top seed. It doesn't change a whole lot in terms of, obviously home ice, but we would play, we're likely to play Tampa, Toronto, or maybe Detroit anyway, right? I think winning first place might up the chances that we're going to play Detroit, which guys know, as I've said, that would be a matchup. I don't suspect we'll be winning that. I would not assume that we're going to be sweeping them. You know what I mean? Detroit would they're going to give us a hard time. No joke about that. And so tomorrow, noon, for the review, I will be live. And then watch the community posts, because there is at least a 50% chance that tomorrow night at 9, I will be live on a completely different channel, not sports related. It's not sports related, but that might happen. I'm not quite sure. So I don't want to tell you what it is until I know for sure that it is happening. But watch the community posts. If you see a community post, it is likely I'm letting you guys know where to find me 9 o'clock tomorrow night. BYOB. That's all I can say. All right, Panthers, big. Oh, I had 4 pretzels during the game. Pretzel points.